Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. This brother Amaziah. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, Wamalaki Hawashad, right? And a mighty Shalom to all the brothers that's going out there laboring, right? Standing 10 toes down for the Lord, right? Magnifying and glorifying His name, edifying the lost sheep, right? And the brothers that's not out there, you know what I'm saying, building themselves up, right? Praying, fasting, doing everything they can to seal the elect in these last days. Mighty Shalom to the sisters, right? Actually reverencing their husbands, being a teacher of good things, right? Doing everything they can and moving in the spirit of our righteous foremothers to serve the Lord, right? And serve their husbands. And also, mighty Shalom to all the children, right? And the teenagers, right? That's abstaining from this world, right? All the peer pressure that's in the world, right? And actually serving in the Lord. And honoring their mother and their father, right? And I don't want to make this a long video, right? But this is gonna go into, hey, brothers and sisters gotta be humble in these last days, man, right? It's not time to be out here proud, right? Doing the things of the world, right? It's time to humble yourself before the Lord, right? And the Lord's dealing with the humble and the meek of the people, right? Let me bring this out. It is what I want, kind. The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. Book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, right? And hey, if you don't know, we living in the last days, man, right? That's why it's time to wake up and take heed to the edification that brothers are bringing out in these last days, because it's teaching you how to move in the spirit, man, right? So that you're gonna get caught up in the destruction that's coming, right? It says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, right? And we see that men's lovers of their own self. They don't give a damn about the brothers that's around them. They don't give a damn about the people that's around them. They only care about themselves, right? It says covetous, boasters, proud, right? And being proud, right? That's the opposite of being humble, right? It says blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, right? That's also going into being proud. Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, right? It says having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. And these are the attributes of what you don't want to have in these last days. Because all the men like this, hey, they're gonna get destroyed, man, right? All the attributes I just read about, hey, that's not being humble. That's being proud as hell, right? You high-minded, right? You're proud, right? You're lovers of your own self, right? Hey, that's not what the Lord's dealing with in these last days. He want those that's gonna come into him humble and meek, right? Because if you want to be prideful, hey, that's gonna get you put to death. Let me get the classic. All right, Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16 and verse 18. It says, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." So, right. So if you want to be proud, right, hey, it's gonna lead to your destruction. Like I always get an example, right? If you drowning in the damn pool, right, but you proud because you don't want nobody to help, right? You want to be by your damn self, right? You want to do everything on your own, right? And somebody's out there reaching their hand out to save you, right? And you just stand there and don't reach your hand out to get pulled out of there, right? And it's gonna go before your destruction, right? You're gonna drown, right? You can't be prideful in this thing, right? If somebody's out there trying to help you, right? Hey, get the help, brother. Don't be prideful, because what it says, better is it to be of an humble spirit, right? It's better to have a humble spirit in this thing, man, right? It says with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud, right? It's better to have a humble spirit, right? And that's what this whole exhortation is about, right? You got to have that humble spirit in this thing. Don't be trying to be prideful, right? Because that pride is going to lead to your destruction, right? Let me get another precept. So I don't want to make this too long, right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, and verse number 2. It says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, right? So pride can lead to your destruction. Pride can lead to your shame, right? Because if you prideful, right? Let me give an example. You prideful, you don't want no damn help. Somebody trying to help you pay your bills and all that, right? It's gonna lead to your damn shame. Now you kicked out on the side of the road with your damn PlayStation 4 controller and some damn Cheerios, man. Right? Now it's lead to your shame, right? Now you looking like a damn fool, man. Right? It says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly is wisdom, right? With the lowly, those that are meek and humble and lowly, hey, you got wisdom, right? And the Lord, that's what the Lord is dealing with. Those that come with the low and meek spirit, man, right? Then he gives you the wisdom. Let me get another precept. That's the spirit brothers got to be moving in these last days, man, right? Slack it. Look at this precept. It said, Book of James chapter 10 and verse 4. It says, Slack it. Book of James chapter 4 and verse 10. It says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord. Right? You have to humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. We know that the Lord sees everything, right? He got angels all around. His eyes is 10 times brighter than the sun, right? Hey, the Lord sees everything. So you got to humble yourself in the sight of him, right? And he'll do what? It says, humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up, right? Then the Lord will lift you up. He will take you out of the dust that you're in, right? And he'll give you the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? And he'll somehow miraculously, hey, get you the money to pay your rent, right? And he'll give you that wisdom, man, right? Only if you humble yourself before him, right? You think when you go before the temple of the Lord that you're going to be proud, high and mighty, like the so-called white man with a suit and tie on? No, man, right? You humble yourself, right? You put your face down because you know, hey, the Lord, he's over you, man, right? You got to come humble in this thing, right? Let me get another precept. Because this is the Lord want us to be like. Lock it. So Matthew, what's that? Get this what I want. Matthew, let me just get at this. Matthew 18 and 3. It says, and said, verily I say unto you, except you be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right? This is Yahushua speaking. He said, unless you be converted and become as little children. Why is he saying that? Because, hey, when you coming into this truth, when you coming out the world and coming into this truth, and you got to put away all the things that you thought you knew, right? And you got to come as little children, right? Why did he say little children? Because little children, right, they humble, right? They eager to learn, right? They soak up knowledge, right? They don't know it. They don't know anything, right? So that whatever you teach them, hey, that's what they're gonna take with their life, right? That's why it says train up a child in the way that they should go, right? Because that's the best time to teach a child is when they're young, right? Because they don't know anything, right? So, hey, when you come into this truth, you want to become as a little children, or you're not gonna enter into the kingdom of heaven, right? So although, because hey, elders in the world. And they kind of proud, man. You can't teach them nothing. They think, oh, I've been on this earth longer than you. Hey, I've been doing it this long, and this is how I've been living my life, right? You can't tell me how to live my life. No, man, you got to come as a little child, right? The Lord's not dealing with the elder, right, that don't want to be taught. Like they say, they got a saying in the world, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? But no, man, and the Lord said you got to come as a little child. You gotta take out all the things you thought you knew and come learn what the Lord wants you to do, man, right? The Lord's not dealing with these proud men, right? Let me get this precept. Book of Job. Because a lot of these elders be proud, man. We out there on the highways and byways, right? They always want to ask, hey, how old are you, right? Hey, man, it don't matter how old I am, right? I became as a little child, right? Learning the new ways of the Lord, right? And that's how brothers got to come. Let me get that Salakia Job. Job 32. Job chapter 32 and verse 9, right? It says, great men are not always wise, right? Neither do the aged understand judgment, right? So just because you've been in this world for so long, that doesn't mean you're wise, man, right? What is wisdom? Let's see what's wisdom in this thing. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 9, right? It says, but wisdom is the gray hair unto men, right? Just because you an elder in this thing, right? You got a couple gray hairs, right? That you know everything. It said what? But wisdom is the gray hair unto men, right? So wisdom is the gray hair unto man. Like, that's what makes you an elder in its truth, man, right? That you have the wisdom, right? It says, in an unspotted life is old age, right? So you gotta get wisdom of the Lord, right? And first you have to become a little child, man. Then you become an elder, because you're learning the wisdom of the Lord, not the wisdom of the world. Because the Lord said the wisdom of this world is foolishness with him, right? And that's the book of what's that? I think that's 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 19. It says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, right? So, hey, the wisdom of this world is foolishness with him, man. You got to come as a little child. Meaning you got to be humble. You can't be proud thinking you know everything, right? You got to throw all that out the window, man, right? Let me get a couple of examples in the scriptures of being humble, man. Like I said, I don't want to make this too long. It's supposed to be a quick exhortation video, right? Luke 18. Right? It's the book of Luke chapter 18 and verse 9. And he spake this parable unto certain which trusted in themselves that they were righteous and despised others, right? And that's proud as hell, right? It says, two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican, right? It says, the Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as the other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers, or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess, right? And that's proud as hell. He's speaking about the things that they do. Hey, the Lord does that, man, right? You speaking about the publican, right? The things that they don't do, right? And they got a chance to repent too, right? And you being proud and boastful as hell, man, right? And let's see what the Lord had to say. Verse 13, and the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much his eyes into heaven, right? And he's coming with a lowly and meek spirit, right? He's coming with his head down, right? And sincere, right? It says, but smote upon his breast, saying, God be merciful to me, a sinner, right? And this publican was a sinner, man, right? And he was sinning against the Most High, man. But he came with what? A lowly and meek spirit, man, right? Lowly to repent, man. And that's what the Lord said. You got to convert and be as a little child, right? He came lowly with his eyes to the ground, asking the Lord for forgiveness, man. All right? It says, he said, God be merciful to me, a sinner. I tell you, this man went down to his house rather. Slakia, I'm gonna read that again. I tell you, this man went down to his house justified rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, but he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. Right? So you would try to exalt yourself, and the Lord gonna throw that down, man. Right? You can't exalt yourself before the Lord. You got to come humble. Then he'll exalt you, man. Right? That's why I said. That's what it say in the book of James, chapter 4, and verse 10. Then the Lord will lift you up. Then the Lord will give you the things that you need, man. If you come humble to Him, like this publican did. Don't be like the damn the Pharisee, right? Which was damn hypocrites anyway. Damn proud as hell, right? Acting like you know a damn thing, right? You got to come humble in this thing, right? Let me get another example. It's like, let me get a precept on that. Because when you praying, you wanna prepare what you saying, man. Don't be out there just speaking anything. Let me see, what's that? Sirach, chapter 18 and verse 23. It says, before thou prayest, Salaki, hold on. God. It says, before thou prayest, prepare thyself, and be not as one that tempteth the Lord. Right? So before you pray, you wanna prepare what you're gonna say, right? Because you don't want to just be babbling and saying any damn thing, right? Being boastful as hell, like that damn Pharisee. You want to come humble, prepare what you want to say, right? And then the Lord will exalt you, man. Let me get another example though. This is the book of Luke, chapter 14, and verse number 7. And he put forth a parable to those which were bidden, when he marked how they chose out of the chief rooms, saying unto them, when thou art bidden of any man to a wedding, sit not down in the highest room, lest a more honorable man than thou be bidden of him. And he that bade thee, right? Bade means him that invite you, or him that call out to you, right? It says, and he that bade thee, and him come and say to thee, give this man place, and thou begin with shame to take the Lord's room. And there that shame go, Salaki, there that shame go again, right? Because you was proud and then come humble. You trying to sit in the highest room, right, where all the high mighty men at, right? Hey, come lowly, man. Go take the lowest room, right? Don't try to take the bottom bunk. Take the top, man, right? Hey, come humble in this thing. I'm gonna keep reading though. It says, but when thou art bidden, go and sit down in the lowest room, that when he that bade thee cometh, he may say unto thee, friend, go up higher. Then shalt thou have worship in the presence of them that sit at meat with thee, right? It says, for whosoever exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humbleth himself shall be exalted, right? And so take the lowest route, man. Don't always try to be seen a man, right? It's like, don't try to be seen a man at all, right? Hey, be humble, right? Everybody sitting in the front, everybody trying to get the front seat. Hey, be like, I'll take the back, right? I got an example too. I went to the DMV. Brothers don't know what the DMV is. That's where you get your driver's license, your ID. Your ID, right? Your license plate, right? And I kind of got there early. Right? It opened at like what 9 o'clock. Kind of tried to get there early before it opened, right? And there was a brother out there, and two sisters out there. Right, and we were sitting in our cars, and by the time it was close to opening, right, a lot more people came, right, but we know who was there first, right, and right when it started getting close to opening, about 5 minutes before it's open, hey, we got to line up outside, right, and the two sisters that was out there, the two Eves, right, they was in the front of the line, right, I was like 2 people behind her, right, and the brother, which was actually the first one out there, right? He went to the back of the line, right? It's already like 20 people out there, right? He went to the back of the line, right? He took the lowest route, even though he was there first, right? And the two sisters, right, which knew he was the first person there, and they said, hold on, right? They said, hey, brother, come to the front, right? Hey, you was here first, right? Hey, but him being humble, he was exalted, man, right? And nobody gave it to him because, hey, he was there first, man, right? And he went to the back being humble, right? Like, yeah, I was there first, but I'm going to go to the back. I ain't get to the line first, right? See that? Hey, if you be humble, right, and the Lord that exalt you, man. Now he got to be in there first. Now I had to wait hours. I had to wait hours to get to. I was at like the 4th person and still had to wait. Hey, the brother was first, man, right? You gotta humble yourself. I'm going to get a couple more and I'm going to close out. This Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, Salaki. Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, put on, therefore, as the elect of God, right? Holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness. It says, humbleness of mind, right? You got to have a humble mind in this thing. Don't be thinking proudly, I got all the breakdowns, right? Brother don't got these fringes. Brother don't got this Mitri, right? Don't be having a prideful mind. You gotta have a humble mind, right? That's what we gotta be. That's what we gotta be moving in. That's what this whole video is about. It says, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering, right? Forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against thee, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye, right? So, hey, we gotta move in this this humble spirit, right? Pride is gonna lead to your destruction, man, right? Let me get one more and I'm gonna close out. The 2nd Chronicles, right? 2nd Chronicles, Slakia. Chapter 7 and verse number 14, right? And this is very important. This scripture right here is very important and what we need to do, right, to get delivered out of this captivity, man, right? It's the book of 2nd Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. It says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, right? You got to humble yourselves, because we know that Israel was called by his name. Our forefathers, and through their pride, right, went off and did idolatry and all cruel acts and wickedness, man. But now we have to humble ourselves. Now knowing who we are, now knowing what we got to do to get delivered, right, to get saved. And we got to humble ourselves and keep the works. Do what we got to do, man. It says, I'm going to read that again from the top. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land, right? Hey, then the Lord's going to be dealing with us. He's going to forgive the sins that we committed, the sins that we committed in 4 times in the ancient days, right? And he will heal our land. He will put us back into the highest state that we were supposed to be in, right? Let me finish this out. It says, now my eyes shall be open and my ears attentive unto prayer that is made in this place. For now I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be there forever, and my eyes and my heart shall be there perpetually, right? So, hey, brothers and sisters, we gotta humble ourselves in these days. I exhort y'all, right, to pray, fast, and study more, right? And come to the Lord with sincerity and humbleness and meekness of heart, right? And pray to him and ask him for forgiveness of sins, right? And don't be boastful and proud, right? And have a proud mind. Have a humble mind in this thing, and then the Lord will exalt you. So with that, I'm gonna close out, giving, of course, all honor and all glory to the Most High God Yahweh. By Shema Mashiach, one Malaki Hawashad. Keep praying, keep fasting, stay diligent, right? Keep the faith, right? Always be abounding in the work, and be steadfast and unmovable, right? And with that, I'm gonna give a shalom.